3 years into the First World War, in the spring of 1917, Paul Bäumer, then 17 years old, enlists in the Imperial German Army together with his classmates Albert Kropp, Franz Müller, and Ludwig Behm. They unknowingly get uniforms from troops who lost their lives in earlier battles while listening to a school official give a patriotic speech. They make friends with an elderly soldier named Stanislaus Kaczynski after being stationed in La Malmaison in northern France. The Western Front's trench warfare realities destroy their idealized picture of the war, and Ludwig is killed by shelling on the first night. Weary of the nation's increasing losses, German official Matthias Erzberger meets with German high command should convince them to start armistice negotiations with the Allies. Paul and Kat, who had become close behind the front in Champagne, steal a goose from a farm to share with Albert, Franz, and another veteran named Jaden Stackfleet. Kat, who is illiterate, has Paul read him a letter from his wife and expresses concern that he would not be able to reintegrate into society once the war is over. A French woman spends the night with Franz, and Franz takes home her scarf as a memento. General Friedrichs transports Erzberger and the German delegation to a location on November 9th in the morning. Train heading to the forest of Compiègne to conduct peace talks. When Paul and his friends go out to recover 60 missing recruits who were supposed to strengthen their unit, they learn that they were gassed to death after removing their masks too soon. Before French troops arrive, Friedrichs, who opposes the negotiations, issues an order to strike. The delegation led by Erzberger arrives in the forest of Compiègne that evening, and Paul's unit is ordered to the front to be ready to attack the French lines. The Supreme Allied Commander, Ferdinand Foch, gives the Germans a strict deadline of 72 hours on November 10 a.m. to accept the Allied demands. The German ATA is also, after hand-to-hand combat, captures the French front line but is defeated by a combined arms counterattack by Saint-Chamond tanks, aircraft, and flamethrowers. Albert is slain while attempting to give up, and Franz gets separated from the gang. Paul stabs a French soldier while they are trapped in a crater in no man's land. After seeing him slowly die, Paul feels regret and begs the soldier's forgiveness from his dead body. Erzberger is informed of Kaiser Wilhelm II's abdication and is given the go-ahead to accept the Allied terms by Field Marshal Paul von Hindenburg in the evening. When Paul returns to his squad, he observes them enjoying the conflict is about to end. Jaden, who is hurt, offers him Franz's scarf when he finds him. Paul and Kat offer him food, but Jaden kills himself because of his crippling. On November 11th, around 5 a.m., Erzberger's delegation signs the armistice that will go into force at 11 a.m. Paul and Kat break into the farm one last time after learning of the ceasefire, but Kat is shot by the farmer's little son and passes away as Paul rushes him to the hospital. Friedrichs orders an attack to begin at 10:45 in order to bring the conflict to a successful conclusion for Germany. A defeated and combat-tested Paul murders. Before being pierced through the chest by a bayonet just before 11 o'clock when the battle ends and the front goes silent, several French soldiers. A little while later, Paul's mud-caked body.